Peace, dreamers. Peace, peace. And welcome back to another MoonDay dream report. We're back at it. We're tuning into this lunar energy. Amazing. And we're going to see what are the vibes. What is this dreamy energy? What is the dream that we are all dreaming and cultivating together and creating the world around us, because it's a reflection of the world inside of us. And this week's dream report, again, inspired by the dream world, right? Was inspired by a dream that I had just a few nights ago. And if I got into the deep meaning of the dream, we would be here for a while. So I'm just gonna get to the juice of it, right? So essentially, I was on this ride, almost like a roller coaster ride that was like in a tunnel. And there were a bunch of different people on it, and I kept going through the cycles on this ride with people, but I was almost like the ride attendant in a way. And during the last cycle of the ride, there was a little old man who was sitting in front of me, and I was there helping him as like concierge. And you know, he looked back at me and just kind of smiled, and he had like a little blanket with him. And he said, "Okay, it's okay, I'm ready for the ride, I'm ready to move forward." And he started singing to himself, singing his wife's name, singing, "I'll see you tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow." And he was singing like totally prepared to go for the ride, to go for his transition essentially, because he knew on the other side there was his wife, there was love waiting for him. And you know, dreams have so many layers and so many lessons inside of them. And the main one that I want to highlight with bringing up this dream was that we're in a season of transition, of great transition, you know, in so many different ways, from the subtle realms to the higher realms to the physical realm. There's so many levels of transition occurring all the time. And again, right now being a moment of transition, being a moment of movement from where we are to where we're going to be. Now, this doesn't mean like the little old man in the dream that physically you're going to transition, physically you're going to leave this life and go on to the next, but there is a shedding of the old happening right now. And especially, you know, for those who are in like North America, and we're moving into September, and you know, by mid-September, you're gonna start experiencing that shift from summer, from that August summer heat, into September, where you get a little cooler and you go into autumn or your fall season. And that's a season of transition, you know, all the ripe greenery is gonna start to fall. It's gonna start to fall away and transition into its new form. So I felt really called with this lunar energy, with this emotional energy, to look into this transition, to get a feel of what this change, this transition, and what's waiting on the other side of it. Because transition can be scary. That can be a scary word. You know, anything associated with death, it can be seen as scary, but it's really a shedding of the old, so that your great love is waiting on the other side, like the little old man. And that could be a physical person, that could be a dream you've been working towards, that could be a greater version of you, moving in more grace and authenticity. But on the other side of transition, there's always a greater love there. So just like the little old man, we need to find the peace within ourselves, sing our songs, find our melody, and, you know, be prepared for the ride, really being prepared for the ride. I might get into the deeper levels of that dream at another time, probably on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested to see more depth of what that dream was really indicating, the messages and the medicine that was in that dream, check out YouTube, and I'll probably get deeper into that later this week. So we're going to take a look at what it is that we're activating in this transition. Because there's something else. Wow. Because there's something else waiting on the other side. Always, always. So what flipped out in the middle of me saying that was miracle. A miracle is waiting on the other side. You know, we got this card on the Lion's Gate, which was a huge portal, a huge point of transition. And again, to be revisiting that transition energy, and for miracle to come out again in a deck with like 70 cards, and miracle is just like miracle. Can you guys like be prepared for miracles, or do you want to just think that at the bottom of the deck we have solar plexus, or do you want to just think that it's all your own willpower that's going to get you to the other side? And I'm going to preface this by saying, if you're overly sensitive to death, to transition, I'm saying this all with love, with grace. In order to die, to transition, not even just physically, but mentally, going through an ego death, it is not done through a fight or done through a force or not done through, I will this into happening. It is done through grace and surrender to the process. And on the other side, there is greatness. There is miracle. There is things that we've talked about this that you can't foresee within your own eyes, within your own ego. And on the bottom of this card, number 33, it says, the frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Any sort of love, any sort of vision, any sort of idea that you have for yourself is possible, and then some, and then more that you weren't able to see yet, that you weren't able to perceive yet. So through transition, through this ego death, or whatever sort of shedding that you're going through right now, on the other side is greater miracle, greater abundance, greater grace, greater divinity on the other side of this letting go process. We have to let it go. We have to ride the ride to get to the other side. We have to ride the ride to get to the other side. They say life is about the journey, not about the destination. But at the end of the day, there is a destination that we will reach, but we have to ride the ride, go on the journey, the pilgrimage, the exploration to even reach any sort of a destination. So with this energy, we're going to pull one Sacred Creator Oracle card and get a feel for what it is that we're creating through riding this ride, through moving towards our miracle mindset is what I'm feeling. Ooh. Ambush fear with your ferocious dream. Ambush fear with your ferocious dream. If you believe in your dream more than you believe in your fear, that is riding the ride. That is what's going to get you to the other side. Because there is something all that we seek, something that we all dream, whether that is in the daytime with our eyes open or when we lay our head down at night. There is a dream that we're dreaming, a dream that we're seeking. And fear, all it wants to do is block that dream. All it wants to do is say, hold up, you want to dream a new dream? Hold up, you want to dream a new dream? I don't know anything about that. So your fear wants to keep you where you are, but in order to ambush it, you need to dream harder. Dream harder. Go harder in your dreams. Go harder in your belief of your dreams. Success and transformation is at the bottom of the deck. Transition, transformation, moving into a new space, there's only going to be success. There's only going to be miracle. If you are riding the ride that's meant for you. There's greater power in that. There's greater power in surrendering to the miracle that is your life than there is in you forcing anything. Anything. And we have an elephant at the top of this card. It reminds me of Lord Ganesha, remover of obstacles. So many of us may say, well, how can I just surrender to some seeming miracle? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? There can be a million what ifs for as long as we live. But it's up to us to choose. I'm gonna go towards my glory. I'm gonna move towards my miracle, and all obstacles will fall away from me. And that's the thing, we don't glorify the gods outside of us. We activate and implement the principles that they represent inside of us. So Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, is an essence, is a principle that we are to activate and cultivate within ourselves. So when you activate and cultivate that power within you, obstacles fall away. You move closer towards your dreams. You move closer towards your miracle. It's all happening. That's literally what I feel right now. It's all happening. Get in the flow, get in your ride, get on the ride and move forward. Let it carry you to what's next for you. Let it move you into your new place of grace and glory and miracle and shit that you couldn't even imagine. It's all happening. It's all happening. So I love you, dreamers, so much, so much. If you want to get into your dreams, if you want to get into decoding your dreams, if you want to start focusing on the dream that you have for your life, I'm your girl. So click the link in my bio, let's set up a consultation, and let's make your dreams a reality. We don't have to pretend anymore. We can live what we want, how we want, when we want. So I love you, dreamers, so much. I'll see you next moon day. Tune into this dream report. Activate it in your life. It's all happening. Until next time.